Hey guys, it's Will. Hopefully you're having a great Tuesday today. The quantum market's doing pretty well as we see Rigetti start to recover at market open. GBTS was up 26%. We talked about that one this morning. We just wrapped up our live daily trading sessions inside of StockMate. It's the second link in the description below. And we just entered this position on RGTI. It sold down here. We started to see it validate the support, start to push up. We entered here at about $11.70. It's up to about $11.92 right now, about $63 profit. And we're looking for a swing here of about 7% from entry throughout the day. So we'll see if that plays out. And again, if you ever want to join us in our live sessions, you know where to go. Second link down below. We got a huge sale for StockMate. When it comes to Rigetti, it's been holding this really consistent pattern the past few months where it's just been starting to trend more and more in this upward direction and then breaking above this previous resistance. So we know this is a strong level of resistance. If we just take a step back here and we kind of look at the chart from going from $1 a share when we started covering it up to at one point what seems to be about $22 a share, then selling off after Jensen's comments on the quantum computing market, and then starting to consolidate and build some market cap. Recently, they started this pretty consistent uptrend. And while they started to sell off today, and it's possible we see it sell back down here to this $10 range, what we're playing here is essentially kind of the hyper bullish trend. So one thing to note is this was a very strong level at about $11 a share. See that resistance, some resistance here, consolidation. You got a support, and resistance, and resistance. And so previous resistance oftentimes acts as support. We saw it get rejected initially and then push back up, and it started to validate, started to support here at this previous resistance. And then today we saw it kind of get back down to it, but what we said is, hey, maybe there's a new little hyper bullish trend where it just revalidated this previous resistance, and we start to see it push up into new highs, maybe into this 1280 again, and simply kind of fill the pre-market values. Time and time again, when looking at the quantum computing market, it would start the day off in its last bull run where it would start pre-market, be roaring, and then it would sell off right at market open where institutions would schedule a lot of their sell orders. Most traders or investors would sell, or retail would sell because they maybe get scared or what have you. And then the institutions would then buy back in and the stock would V-shape. And we kind of saw this happening this morning. We're like, wow, it's starting to V-shape a little bit. Let's manage our risk. So we put together this plan, which I forget who it was, but shout out to one of our StockMate members that said we should draw out our take profits and our support. So I'm actually enjoying it, drawing these out. So now we can actually set a stop above our entry. And so why Rigetti? Well, it's not just the chart, right? We're looking at all of the probabilities in our favor. In fact, one of the mistakes that I recently made was like, and it wasn't a mistake because we held our trading plan. Everything went according. But we were buying, near the top of a recent Tesla trade. Just this morning, actually, another trade. And, we set our stop and we set our plan. And I said at the beginning, it doesn't have all the probabilities working in our favor because Tesla didn't have the best earnings recently. And they're also kind of at a resistance level. So all we could do really is hold a plan and play it accordingly. And that's exactly what we did. And it didn't go in a desirable result, right? It ended up hitting the stop loss. And I was like, okay, why do we deviate? Whenever we're trading or investing, on top of the plan, like if you have to buy at the top, have a plan so you know you're good. But on top of the plan, we should also have all the other things working in our favor. So for example, with Rigetti, we have the chart working in our favor because it just big sold off. And so we are usually looking for red Warren Buffett says, buy when there's blood in the streets, right? We're looking for red. That gives us a better deal. So we have that working in our favor today, the chart. Then we have some of the recent initiatives. One that showed up recently seemed to be showing up in their earnings. We should probably double verify. But when it comes down to the $2.7 billion National Quantum Initiative Reauthorization Act, where the U.S. recently passed a bill of $2.7 billion over 5 years to advance practical applications in quantum technology and national security and economic competitiveness. What we're seeing is that money kind of now maybe hitting some quantum computing companies. One of the stocks that stands to benefit is RGTI. So we see with RGTI, Rigetti stock, you could see them move here. Let me take a look. You can see their quantum computer is classified as the next generation of computing. They're based out of Berkeley, California, so just a few hours from here. And you have their market cap at around 3.4 billion, but their revenue has been slightly disappointing, right? But they came in with the net income there plus $42 million in this last earnings. So a 305% year over year increase. And you have to ask yourself, with the revenue there of about 1.5 million, where's the money coming from? Well, they are doing a lot of research. They're building quantum computers and selling them. As you can see, you have the opportunity to sell buy a quantum computer. And then we have the single gate qubits versus their 2 qubit gates with their improved fidelity. So the reality is their quantum computers are built on, you could go through them all. They have the mixing chamber, right? So you have the temperature stages, gold-plated copper plates that separate cooling zones. You got a signal chain that deliver conditioned microwave signals to and from the chip to drive qubit operations and return measured results. So now they're getting to like measuring results. And then you have this QPU, which, as you can see, the chip isn't in there, right? It's empty. But what chip, maybe fits right there? It's going to be most likely, the Microsoft Majorana chip. Why is it called a quantum chip? It's because they're used in quantum computers. And so you could actually see this chip. Do you guys see? Here's the chip, and then in the background, I don't know, that actually almost looks like a Rigetti quantum computer. I'm not fully sure. It kind of looks like it. But that's the recent Microsoft chip, right? And then you look at the QPU for Rigetti here, it's a perfect fit. I mean, that looks like exactly where the QPU would go, and they say this is the quantum processing unit. So they have that going for them. And they got the distribution channels with Microsoft, Amazon, and the news has been fairly good. The recent developments in their company with their increased net income, you have that working for you. And then on top of that, if you just were to, let's say, take a look at institutional holdings, from a perspective of what companies are seeing the potential in Rigetti, you have BlackRock, you have increased in shares held, updated as of March 3/31, right? So this is recent news. Before we are kind of going off the end of the year, but we're seeing updated here that you got BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America. You got some Citadel in there as well as Charles Schwab, Swiss Bank, and Wells Fargo. And so when we look at these and we say, okay, they have the institutional backing, they're getting better earnings, they come in with those things, they work in our favor. So it's not like we're just buying something and we're just like, let's see what happens. Every single company that we invest in or trade on short term or long term, we're going to make sure the intrinsic direction from the financials to the news to, in this case, a growing market of quantum computing is lining up. So you got, whether it's quantum stocks, you got, could be space stocks. This applies to robotic stocks, could be oil and gas or AI companies. The same principles apply. So that's kind of the process. financials look pretty good. And then also with this recent push up, now it's looking maybe on the more overextended side. We could probably drag a stop loss up there just to lock in our profits. But when it comes down to Rigetti stock, what we're going to be looking for is that recovery up into that $12 range. Now, it is, just a friendly reminder, pretty overextended from a near-term perspective. If you're looking in the 1 week or so, you can see on the RSI and MACD, like the MACD looking pretty overbought there. But what we're saying here is maybe this is that moment where this previous support at $11.50 to $12 can kick in. And it's not just a resistance that we've seen for the past 3 months, but it starts to be a support as it was here. And we start to see it validate and maybe push up into these higher levels. Now, of course, there's risk, just like with any investment. You want to make sure you have a plan. That's why, even if it's, the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter as long as you have a plan in place that you're going to execute consistently. That'll give you the best results for long-term, short-term, or any type of investment, especially when it comes to the volatile world of AI, and in this case, quantum. Wow. QBTS is up 31%. That's huge. That's a pretty big day there for QBTS. Wow. Pretty tremendous. Awesome, guys. Well, I appreciate you all. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Again, if you want to join us in our daily live sessions, we just wrapped up. Second link down below. And then on top of that, we just reopened, due to you guys crushing the like button on our last video, we reopened the virtual stock trading system. The virtual stock trading system comes with a free entry for Stockmates. So our daily live trading, you get access to daily live trading. You get a free t-shirt, just like in Stockmates. You get all the resources that come with it, including surrounding yourself with other traders and investors in our live sessions every day. But you also get access to our new Mercatus AI predictive analysis software that's coming out here in beta. And you get a one-on-one call with myself. And on top of that, you get 2 free tickets to our in-person event that we're having, Stockmate Live. And if you want to be there, I would encourage you guys to check out the virtual stock trading system. It's a 6-week one-on-one, or not one-on-one, one-to-many Zoom, where we peel back the curtain. We have classes this Thursday, and we just recently reopened it, and it's going to close here because we got limited spots. As I said, it's one-on-one with myself for the calls. And the virtual stock trading system is available for a limited time in the first link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.